Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside that weather window. And it was kind of a cool one out there this afternoon. This was pretty much our day looking out from our Sky-Fi Tower camera at Rondo, looking back at, of course, there's Turtle Rock onto the left center part of your screen. But this was this afternoon, and this was pretty much our story. Low-hanging clouds, showers at times. In fact, some of those drops pretty big at times around the Wenatchee Valley, and some rain steady throughout the afternoon. And this is what we're looking at as far as snowfall goes. We're kind of in the middle of the heavy stuff. Of course, the oranges, reds, and yellows, that's our mountainous areas in the panhandle of Idaho, extreme eastern Washington, and then, of course, the Cascades. That's where most of this snow will stay, even though we could see maybe up to an inch here in the Wenatchee area as we get up tomorrow morning to go to work. But as we take a look at the week ahead, more is on the way. Tuesday and Wednesday, that will be pretty much our quiet period here in the Wenatchee area. Maybe a little bit of rain and snow around the area. Our big concern for Wednesday will be wind, and we'll see plenty of that. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about a big storm headed our way by the end of the week on Friday. And this one, folks, it's packing a pretty good punch, and we'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Kashmir woman was arrested late Saturday after allegedly leading Douglas County deputies on a chase that ended with a collision. A 22-year-old Moses Lake man was arrested Friday morning after he allegedly grabbed a man, pulled him onto a downtown alley, and threatened to shoot him. And a ballistic shield missing for almost 2 months from the Wenatchee Police Department has been returned. But first, we begin tonight. Accidents this morning on ice-covered highways blocked traffic on Highway 97A north of Eniat and Highway 97 just north of Wells Dam. The Washington State Patrol says a Chelan County deputy's patrol car was involved in the two-car collision, which happened at 7:20 a.m. that completely blocked Highway 97A about 2 miles north of Eniat. Sheriff Brian Burnett said in a press release a Ford Explorer traveling southbound lost control and crossed the center line, collided with the deputy's vehicle. 3 people in the Explorer were hospitalized with what he described as potentially serious injuries. The unidentified deputy also was briefly hospitalized and released. Brian said it appears the Explorer caused the accident, but a collision expert has been brought in to investigate. Alternative routes were set up to get around that collision scene. Just 2 minutes earlier, 2 separate accidents on Highway 97 about 7 miles south of Pateras completely blocked that roadway. Bryant said both of those accidents were caused when vehicles slid off the roadway, with one vehicle rolling over. The driver of that car that rolled was hospitalized. Well, a Kashmir woman was arrested late Saturday after allegedly leading Douglas County deputies on a chase that ended with a collision. Police said 22-year-old Jessica Haley Fisk refused to stop her passenger car when a patrol deputy tried to pull her over near BJ's in Rock Island about 9:29 p.m. The fleeing vehicle spun and struck a guardrail near mile marker 12, then crashed into an unoccupied car on the shoulder near mile marker 15. No one was seriously hurt. Douglas County deputies said they'll now seek charges of eluding police, hit and run, and reckless endangerment. Fisk was already wanted on a warrant from Spokane County, where she's charged with 3 counts of vehicular assault for an April 1st auto wreck that hospitalized a woman and 2 children. In other news, a 22-year-old Moses Lake man was arrested Friday morning after he allegedly grabbed a man, pulled him into a downtown alley, and threatened to shoot him if he didn't hand over a bank deposit bag. Moses Lake police said the man fought back, which then drew the attention of a passerby who came to the victim's assistance. The appropriately named suspect, Chance Runaway Suarez, then fled on foot but was quickly tracked down by police in a park behind the police station. Suarez reportedly had a stolen 9mm gun on him. He faces charges of first-degree robbery, assault, and possession of a stolen firearm. Police said stranger assaults in Moses Lake are extremely rare and praised the witnesses who came to the assistance of that victim. Well, a ballistic shield missing for almost 2 months from the Wenatchee Police Department has been returned. Captain Brian Chant says an anonymous citizen turned in the protective shield on Sunday evening after the department asked the public for its return last week, no questions asked. The shield went missing after the Wenatchee Police Department served a search warrant in mid-November. Chant said the item was undamaged. Replacing it would have cost about $2,000. Well, coming up next, a Wenatchee city official says more work will need to be done on a traffic impact study and other application details before the city can approve Winco's proposed $6 million remodel of the former Shopco building in Wenatchee. Wenatchee's former chief of police could earn more than $10,000 a month as East Wenatchee's new interim chief. And a 126-year-old painting held by the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is about to get a brand new look. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back. In another news, a Wenatchee city official says more work will need to be done on a traffic impact study and other application details before the city can approve Winco's proposed $6 million remodel of the former Shopco building in Wenatchee. Boise, Idaho-based Winco Foods wants to bring one of its discount grocery stores to Wenatchee. The 89,500 square foot store on the 7-acre site at 1340 North Wenatchee Avenue is available for lease after Shopco closed hundreds of its stores this year. In documents submitted to the city in December, Winco estimates that 2,200 vehicles will access its store each day, most from Maple Street and North Wenatchee Avenue. That's about double the traffic Shopco received. Josh Osborne, Public Services Supervisor for the city, said it's not unusual for the city to send architectural proposals and a traffic analysis back to a company for additional information or corrections. Winco is proposing closing the Maple Street entrance nearest North Wenatchee Avenue that allows right exit and entry only. Under its timeline submitted to the city, Winco hopes to open its Wenatchee store in 2021. Wenatchee's former chief of police could earn more than $10,000 a month as East Wenatchee's new interim chief. Tom Robbins retired from the leadership of the Wenatchee Force in 2016 after 15 years. New East Wenatchee Mayor Geraldine Crawford wants Robbins to fill in while her city seeks a replacement for retired Chief Randy Harrison. The City Council is expected to vote tonight on a temporary salary package that would pay Robbins $10,200 a month on a temporary basis. The city also expects to send $17,500 with a recruitment agency to hire a new chief full-time. That meeting starts tonight at 6 p.m. Well, a 126-year-old painting held by the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is about to get a brand new look. Sunset and Moonrise on the Great Chief, an 1894 oil painting by James Everett Stewart, arrived this weekend at a conservator's studio to undergo restoration. The museum says the project, which is funded by community donors, will remove tarnish that's built up on the painting while it hung on display over the last century. Stewart was a prolific painter of Western landscapes. This painting represents a now collapsed rock formation along the Columbia River near Goldendale. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
You want to help others. You need a solid career. You can have both with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, stop by our campus at 595 Grant Road across from Safeway or visit chartercollege.edu.
Are you like many who are lacking in their retirement plan but are skeptical to talk to an advisor? Are you concerned about where you should put your money or who to trust? At Solomon Financial, we are more about the people we serve than policies or products. We are a fee-based fiduciary with the mission of giving you the peace of mind so you can live the retirement of your dreams. If you have any of these questions or concerns, we'd welcome you to come see us.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Douglas County Commissioners are searching for a new Transportation and Land Services Director following the retirement of Mark Kulas. Kulas officially stepped down last Friday after serving over 2 decades as the county's chief land use planning official. In tonight's features story, Commissioner Mark Straub says it will be a challenge to find someone to fill Kulas' shoes.
As we start out 2020, that it will be a large change for us. We're going through the process right now of finding his replacement. That's one of those very important positions that you want to make sure you get right. And so we are in that process currently. We really want somebody, striving to bring somebody in that sees our vision with regard to managing growth and making sure that the county is open for business and inviting economic development and inviting those opportunities for family wage jobs. That's important to the board, and that's kind of the lens that we're using as we go to replace this position.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, and kind of a mixed bag weather-wise over the weekend. We did pick up a little bit of rain, some wind at times over the weekend, and some awfully nice weather. About the time the Seahawks played yesterday, it was a beautiful afternoon. A little bit different today. It just felt kind of cold out there with the rain showers that we picked up early afternoon. Some of those drops looked like summertime, didn't they? Big old drops, and then just some rain showers throughout our afternoon. This is what it looked like looking back down the Columbia River at Turtle Rock. That's looking back from Orondo. And yeah, lots of clouds out there today. A peek or two at the sun at times, but all in all, it was just a wet and cold early January day. In fact, as far as temperatures go today, we did get above normal, so it was mild out there. It just felt cold with the humidity. 38 unofficially our high. 32 is still what we should be at for high temperatures this time of year. 30 degrees was our overnight low. 23 is where we should be for now. 50 degrees is our record high. That was set in 2009. And man, it was a cold cold one back in 1982. Record low 10 below zero. We did pick up a 1/10 of an inch of precipitation. That's from midnight until news time. So that gets us now to 1300ths for the year so far. Sunrise this morning was at 7:48, and we're still gaining time in the afternoon. Sunset now at 4:26. Let's take a peek at how your Tuesday will shape up. And what we'll notice right away, warmer temperatures for Tuesday. Not so much a rainy day as we saw today. There still might be some rain in our forecast, but temperatures on the nice side. 49 Moses Lake, 48 Ephrata. We cool down as we move west, but still not bad. 43 in Wenatchee, and then a lot of 42s up our I-97 corridor, and Omak at 41 degrees. A little cooler for you folks in Lake Wenatchee at 35. And as we take a look at our surface loop, there's a lot to get to. First storm system, that's happening tonight. A 60% chance for mainly rain. It's from this system that's currently off the coast of British Columbia, and it's bringing that fetch of moisture up our direction. We do expect some windy conditions to develop too. Look how close these isobars are, and that usually indicates some windy conditions. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy. We will see a 40% chance of rain. It will continue to be on the mild side, just a little bit of a ridge up and over Washington State. For Wednesday, partly cloudy. This is where the wind comes in. 10 to 20 miles an hour during the day on Wednesday, and gusty, especially in the red and pink areas through Washington State, where we could see gusts as high as 40 miles an hour on Wednesday. That'll indicate a cooling trend as a cold front moves through on Thursday. A 20% chance for snow late in the day. You can see that right here as one system moves out, and then another even bigger, more vigorous storm system moves in on Friday. Folks, this is going to be our best chance for snow that we've seen probably this year. An 80% chance of snow, 1 to 3 inches is possible. The yellows and greens indicates very heavy rain and heavy snow, so the Cascades going to get hammered at the end of the week this week. For Saturday, partly cloudy, much quieter as we move into the upcoming weekend. Maybe an isolated snow shower or two. And then for Sunday, partly cloudy. We could see some scattered junkiness around Washington State, a rain-snow mix. The big news, much colder temperatures. Look at this area of pink. This is below zero temperatures, and that just keeps sliding down as we move into Sunday and into next week. And we will talk more about the colder and snowier weather as this work week progresses. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. Very mild overnight tonight. 35 degrees for the low. 40% chance of rain tomorrow. Remember, we've got it tonight too. 40% tomorrow. 43, our last 40-degree day in a while. We'll see 36 on Wednesday, but watch out for those winds in the afternoon. A 30% chance for snow on Thursday. Cloudy skies, and our best chance for snow in a long time. Once again, we could see 1 to 3 inches of the white stuff Friday. High temperature 35. 35 Saturday, and then much cooler on Sunday with partly cloudy skies. High temperature then at 31 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper. I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
When it comes to our community, you can count on Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram to be invested. From supporting community college scholarships through a concert series or participating in a local high school homecoming event, Town Chrysler has always put the community first. Buying local supports the jobs and programs you care about most. When it comes time to buy your next new or used car, SUV, or truck, remember, there's no reason to leave town.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. Happy if you're a Seahawks fan. DK Metcalf set a rookie record for receiving yards in a playoff game with 160, and the defense came up with 7 sacks in Seattle's 17-9 win over Philadelphia Sunday. Big blow on the Eagles' chances came in the first quarter when quarterback Carson Wentz left the game with a head injury. 40-year-old backup Josh McCown came in but was not able to get Philadelphia into the end zone. Seahawks coach Pete Carroll says Wentz going down played a pivotal part in the game.
This was a really good night for us, taking the opportunity of, the quarterback got banged up, and so they bring in Josh, and he's obviously a seasoned vet. You could see that he had some really good plays in him tonight, and we were able to take advantage of, some stuff there, and so we played a really nice night on defense overall. They moved the ball pretty good at times, but we kept them out of the end zone, which was really, really key. And without getting any turnovers, it was a challenge. So I was really fired up about the D. Bunch of sacks again here, and really great red zone defense made a big difference. I think the whole football game was really the third downs. We did great on third down on offense, and had a big night on defense. And this was a really highly ranked third down offense and defense from Philadelphia. So take a lot of pride in that. They're ranked 4th or something in both. So that's a good deal for us to get that done.
Russell Wilson threw for 325 yards and a touchdown and was also Seattle's leading rusher with 45 yards. His favorite target, DK Metcalf, caught 7 balls for 160 yards, including a 53-yard touchdown pass. Metcalf also hauled down a 36-yard reception on 3rd and 10 from the Seattle 11-yard line to seal the deal. He said the pass was supposed to go to Tyler Lockett.
It was in the air for a little minute, and all year Russ has been telling me, don't let the ball come down, don't let the ball come down, attack it. And that's all I was thinking, just attack the ball. And it was just amazing that he believed in me just to throw it up to me in that situation. But I just had to go make a play.
It looked like a street fight out there with their defense playing well, your defense playing well. What was it like, and what's Russ like in games like that?
Russ is Russ, man. A game is never over, a play is never over. When he's back there at quarterback, I've seen him convert a 3rd and 13 running the ball. So, he's a great competitor, a great leader out there. Bobby as well, the way they compete and just fight every play. It was just a great environment to just be playing in.
Russell Wilson said he's been working with Metcalf since he was drafted, and the preparation is paying off.
Nothing happens by accident, and I think his preparation, how he's come in and prepared it week in and week out, even since the offseason, all the extra work, all the early mornings, throwing at 5:20 in the morning, in the summertime, that's what greatness looks like, and he's done it. He's continued to put it on film. I think the thing about him tonight too is there's a couple more out there too that we could have had too. So he's just been doing a great job, and more importantly, more than anything else, as the season's gone on, some people hit the rookie wall. There's no such thing for him. He's just stayed the course. He's continued. He's getting stronger. He's like American Pharaoh out there. He gets stronger as the race goes on, and he keeps doing a great job of that.
The wildcard victory earns the Seahawks a trip to divisional round of the NFC playoffs Sunday at Green Bay. Kickoff set for 3:40 on Fox. It was a dramatic wildcard weekend across the NFL. Houston's Deshaun Watson shook off a rough first half, compiled 302 yards of total offense, throwing for a touchdown and running for another as the Texans beat Buffalo in overtime 22-19. Derrick Henry rushed for 182 yards and a touchdown to lead Tennessee to a 20-13 win over New England. Question now is the future of 42-year-old free agent quarterback Tom Brady, whose last pass intercepted for a touchdown. Kirk Cousins hit Kyle Rudolph on a 4-yard touchdown pass in overtime to give Minnesota a 26-20 win over New Orleans. Dalvin Cook also rushed for 2 scores for the Vikings, which became the second number 6 seed to knock off a 3 seed over the weekend. So that sets up the divisional round of the playoffs this weekend, beginning on Saturday, Minnesota at San Francisco, 1:35 in the afternoon on NBC, followed by Tennessee and Baltimore at 5:15 on CBS. Then Sunday, it's a 1:05 game, Houston at Kansas City. Then at 3:40, Seahawks at Lambeau Field against the Packers. Well, the Wenatchee Wild went 1-1 over the weekend in 2 lopsided BCHL hockey games on Friday at the Town Toyota Center. Wenatchee piled on 5 goals in the second period en route to an 8-0 win over Victoria, and incredibly, all 8 goals scored by different players. Art Checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
They'll work it ahead, but then stolen by Morton. Morton centering feed, shot and a score! Luke Ormsby, in his first game back from injury, set up by Sam Morton, and the Wild lead it 1-0. It's Tyler Young. He waits, opens up, centering feed, backhander, score! Nick Caffarelli coming right up the middle. Off the wall, Caffarelli holds it in, sharply over for Bavaro. That shot is a goal! Off the glove of Wood and in. Joe Howe whips it around, but the Wild hold it in right point. Shot, score! Here's a centering feed. Here's Usher. He shoots. He scores! Drake Usher, his second goal of the year. Bouncing puck side of the net, Wild with it. They try to wrap it in, and they do! A wraparound goal that went off the skate of the goaltender. As Carney set it up for Quinn Emerson, and now to Wolders. Wolders gets in around Oliver. He's in, he drags, he shoots, and he scores! Plays catch, and Ormsby with a wrister, and that one gets blocked wide. Side of the net, shot and a score. Brett Chorsky, power play goal with the 5-on-3 advantage. Herzog's got help with Chmielewski. He's in, he shoots, and a save made. And the rebound bounces into the far corner. But that's going to bring us to the horn. And that's the end of that one, as Daniel Chenard picks up his second shutout of the year.
Wenatchee, meanwhile, did not fare so well yesterday in Vernon, however, falling to the Vipers 7-3. Brett Chorsky scored a couple of goals. Harrison Scott chipped in another in the loss. Wild will continue on the road this week at Powell River on Friday and Nanaimo coming up on Sunday. Finally, the Mariner, what used to be called the Mariner Caravan, is coming through Wenatchee tomorrow. It's now called the Mariners Care Community Tour. It will feature a couple of players in town, along with longtime broadcaster Rick Riz as part of the tour, making its way through the valley. They'll stop at John Newberry Elementary School for an assembly tomorrow at 1:30, and then host an autograph session and Q&A with the public at Pybus Public Market. That's tomorrow afternoon at 4. Players are relief pitcher Matt Festa and catcher first baseman Austin Nola. Rick Riz, also with the crew, will have coverage for you tomorrow night here on the NCWLIFE channel. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Join me tomorrow live from this very studio. Our guest will be the mayor of Wenatchee, Frank Kuntz, who has just began his 3rd term. He sat down with our special news correspondent, Steve Hare, to talk about things that he's accomplished and things he would like to accomplish over the next 4 years as the mayor of the city of Wenatchee. Plus, we'll have your latest news, sports. Mike McDonald will have an opinion coming your way. We'll have the obscure holidays, some celebrity birthdays, today in history, and everything you're used to. Get your day going the local way. Live right here, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with me, Dan Kuntz. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Graham, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
NCW Life channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life channel is your local TV station.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.